Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Glimesh team meeting. This is the fifth team meeting of the year, I think, so far. We'll stop keeping track of that at some point. But we're now entering the month of February, which, for those who don't know, is still early 2021. Today, we're going to cover our normal Glimesh team meeting, along with our wins, our challenges, metrics, and some special surprises. So let's go ahead and get started. As a reminder to anyone who's new here or anyone who hasn't been here before, if you choose to talk in Discord or you choose to talk with text in the chat, your message or your voice will be broadcast to Glimesh.tv and YouTube and many other of our fellow current restreamers who are streaming along with us. So if you don't consent to that, don't talk. Thank you. All right, so let's jump into our metrics. These are numbers we track every week to see kind of our progress over time. It's a way of us making real-time decisions around what's working, what isn't, how we can grow, and what's hurting us. Over time, we've kind of grown the metrics we track. The first ones up at the top is kind of what we started with, which are our social metrics. For us, social metrics are so important because that's how we continue to grow the entire community. That's how we grow our streamers, our viewers. That's how we grow our audience. And so those numbers are something that we're going to keep pumping up every week. We're going to keep growing. That way we can make sure we have the largest possible community. But they're not exactly reflective of our entire audience because there's a lot of people who are just following along or who are just, users of the website per se. So in the last week, we did pretty good on social media. We actually had a couple of new, what we call branches, which were some new people who found us and told us about their community, or who told their community about us. And that brought in a whopping 210 new followers, which is pretty awesome. We had 84 new people join the Discord. Each one of them got a personalized hello from our team. We had 6 new Redditors join, which is surprising given all the game stonks that were going on. Assuming people have been distracted by that, but guess not. And then on Instagram, we went up by 27, which was actually pretty large. I think that is because we recently did a social media post on Instagram, and a lot of people started to put that on their story, or put Glimesh on their story. So thanks to them. And then Facebook, we grew by 8. There's also a mention of Glimesh on someone else's Facebook page, but I can't figure out how to view them yet, so I'm still working on that. From the users' perspective, we went up about 615 new users in the past week. We're almost at 12,000 users. On the app side, we went up by 2 new apps, and then on MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue, we went up by about $20. Support tickets is a new metric that we're tracking now from our Glimesh community team. Last week being between the staff meeting 2 staff meetings ago and the staff meeting 1 staff meeting ago, there were 2. And then between the last staff meeting and this one, there have been 7 new support tickets. All have been handled probably in less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. It's pretty awesome. On the graphs on the right, we've got the recurring subscriptions. These are, the platform-wide subscriptions, the total amount of volume that's being transferred by Glimesh, whereas MRR is just revenue. And then platform user growth is just the users over time, with that little blue line being the new users. From a Stripe perspective, things are still looking pretty stable. We're just kind of in our testing phase still, but once we launch, we should see this number go up, and we should see changes each week that help us understand what's actually happening. All right, any questions on this slide? All right, I want to take a quick second real quick to just touch on what I talked about a second ago, which was, the social media branches. And I just want to mention this because I think sometimes people, they doubt themselves, but every time you mention Glimesh on social media, every time you retweet, you like, you reply, you vote in a poll, you click an image. Every time you do any of those things, it bumps us up just that much more. Every time you share Glimesh with your team, with your community, and they come check us out, and they share it with their community, and they share it with their community, and they share it with their community. We're ballooning in size through word of mouth alone, and so I think that's such an important. I'm so appreciative of that, because that is, I think, what's setting us up for success here. When we go into launch here in early 2021, we're going to be worried about viewership, making sure that we can bring in enough viewers to bring in enough subscriptions to pay for the platform and to continue to give you a home. That's going to be a number we're looking at every single week. It's basically sustainability. Can we make enough this month to exist next month? Now, we've got some buffer in place to allow us to grow without having to actively beg people for money for the platform. We are able to give the platform enough time to kind of gain its own roots and start to kind of snowball. But we need to make sure we have the largest possible audience of streamers and viewers and largest possible community, so that way we can continue to succeed. So I really want to thank everyone who retweets us, who likes us, who replies to us, who polls on us, who restreams our team meetings. All those things are super awesome, and I want to thank everyone for that. And if people don't care in your community, that's okay. They'll care in 6 months. Guarantee it. All right, let's keep moving here. So we had a lot of wins this week. There's more than one slide of wins, so there's going to be a couple of slides here, and I'm going to take turns hosting it. So I'll start with this tab. We actually had a really big one this week, which was we have a brand new Glimcap, which is basically a summation of this meeting, but put into a blog form. And Haiwa and Rabinia Berry, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, and Jer Henning put that together, and it looks great. It covers everything that happened in the last week, along with the numbers. It covers, wins and all sorts of screenshots that describe what exactly we're talking about, and it links out to all the different places. So I think this is super awesome. This is going to help not only our audience find information faster, but hopefully also provide some SEO benefit for us. I don't even know, that's not even a word. I've never even heard that word. So we'll see. All right. So that's awesome. That's our first win. We're going to be publishing those as much as we can. We're hoping for every week, but I think as we change the team meetings up, that may switch into whatever cadence we solidify on. Another win, which is super awesome, is you can now, if you're logged in or logged out, you can actually change your language and your site theme just from this top little button up here. So this is super cool. You can click, a different language, and we don't have that one translated, so let me do this one. Click another language, and it'll immediately switch it to the other language, and then I won't do it for everyone here, but you can also switch it to light mode, which will make the screen much brighter, and I won't do that on stream for you. So have fun with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we actually just launched tags V0 as well. This is kind of the first iteration of what tags will potentially become for launch. But if you look here on the tech page, you can actually see now that this stream is tagged with business. You can click the business to limit it to the stream because there's no other streams. And then once you look at the stream, it has business up in the top here, and you can click on that to take you back to this listing. This is going to change over time. This is going to change in the next week, but I wanted to get something out soon. That way we can start playing with it, start looking at it, and then once we actually go live, the community will start to be adding these tags, start to be improving the system, and then based on your usage of tags, we'll continue to iterate on it and make it the best possible discovery mechanism it can be. All right, and then Ember fixed a issue with the user list. So we used to have a problem here on this page where whenever you started to shrink it, the joined followers and following would get super weird. So Ember thankfully put a fix to that. And then you can actually now log in with your username. So if you forgot your email or you mistyped it for some reason, you can actually log in with your username instead. I won't show that, but you can see it by just clicking login. The other thing I wanted to mention, let me open it up real quick. So we are, in early 2021 at this point, and so the clock is ticking. As we continue to build the rest of the product features we need out, as we continue to grow and expand, I want to remind everyone that we are completely community built and completely community driven. So if you want to help us, if you want to help develop, if you want to help, design, if you want to help our business team, whatever you want to help with, we have a great way for you to start doing that. We actually have this brand new channel in Discord that I'll show you real quick called How to Contribute. And what it does is it covers, what each of the sections of Glimesh are, and how you can help us do that thing. And one of the areas that we need help with right now is translations. So we're entirely community translated as well. We allow any language to be on Glimesh. We allow any translated language to be on Glimesh, but we want to make sure that we can support all the different users who may want to use us. So if you're comfortable with a language besides English and you'd like to help translate, our translations are available at PO Editor. We have all of them right here. We just uploaded the newest word list. And by translating with us, you actually help other users of your community feel more comfortable on the site, which should help us even more, create a real global community. So if you're familiar with any of these languages, please help out. If you're not, don't worry about it. There's plenty of ways to help, but just wanted to remind everyone. And there's a translations channel in Discord if you don't know how to start. All right. And then next up, I'm going to let Ember take it away.
Thanks, Clone. Are you all right keeping up with the slides for me? Yep, okay.
Just go slow.
Oh, so yeah, the community team have been working away, especially the past week. They've been doing such an amazing job. So we have loads of wins. At the top of the list, Simi in Discord, is called Just Simi, has completed a load of these short, snappy tutorial videos that just kind of tell people, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that, which would be really useful for people who maybe aren't that familiar with the site, and they can just go watch 15-second video and they know exactly what to do. English voiceovers are done by herself, and Chris is in the process of doing the German voiceovers. I know Extrema is going to be doing some of the Spanish voiceovers, and we might be reaching out to some of the community to try and get other languages in there. Moving on from that, a load of new articles have been posted on the support site, which you can see if you go to support.glimesh.tv, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paco.
I heard the question mark at the end of it.
Yeah, so Extreme has been working really hard on doing some articles. She's not a native English speaker, so Ribena has been just checking them to check that they translate to English well. And Ribena's also been helping with helping Simi with the scripts for the tutorial videos. A big one for the GCT is that all the members have signed a data confidentiality agreement, which means everything discussed is anything private that's discussed, it stays private. So if any of our community have an issue, you don't need to worry about us telling anyone and everyone about it. It will stay between you and whoever's dealing with it. Team leads, so myself, Rose, and Chalk, have access to the GCT dashboard, which means we have a bit more control over everyone's accounts, which might sound a bit scary, but it's only to help you guys out. So if you need a username change or any other help with your account, then we can get you the help you need. So onto the streamer kit resources. Is that still me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Rose has been working really hard on a Streamer Kit resource section of the support site, which is going to have a load of resources that all of our community, as they please on their stream. This is going to be really important for like new users that maybe don't really know where to get these resources, they don't have the time to make them themselves, or they can't really afford to put so much into the stream just starting out. And it's also a nice way to add a bit of Glimesh pizzazz into your stream, if that makes sense. Moving on from that, here's all the support articles. So how to add overlays to my stream by Rose. Basic tips for streamers and moderating tips are both done by Extremer and translated by Ribena. What moderation tools there are and how to ban someone is done by Chris. How to report users done by Igor. And there are a couple of others in there, but the slide isn't big enough for all of them. So, but again, you can get to all the articles by going to support.glimesh.tv, and they're all in like the appropriate category, so you can just go in and have a look. Again, these are really important, mostly like for new streamers that may be a bit unsure about certain things. So it's a great way to get started, just to read up on good practices for your stream and all that kind of good stuff. And I think that is everything.
Pocket, did you have a couple of words?
One thing I did want to add, the entire community team has been going absolutely crazy the last week. They've been working their butts off, and they have done a phenomenal job. But specifically, the European team has really pulled together. They have been organizing, and they've been working with themselves, and they've been working with the other time zone teams and getting in there and getting it done. And again, everybody has done a phenomenal job, but the European team really stepped it up in this last week and has got an extraordinary amount of stuff put out. And I'm super proud of them, and I just wanted to give them props.
Do claps come over well on Discord?
What's the opposite of like an F in chat?
Everyone, you in chat.
Everybody give Ember the clap.
Give them
GG's in
Oh,
chat.
Paco! Oh no, that's grim.
Yeah, probably GG. GG.
GG, yeah.
GG's in
GG
chat.
for the European team, guys.
All right, chat's slow.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Who did this? MJ.
Those are all
What the hell?
W's.
Sorry, you blaming Chad on me again?
Yeah.
And all the issues have been because of you, right?
List of people who have developed chat. Clone. List of people who have chat bugs. MJ.
I haven't caused anything Chat to be bugged.
All right, let's keep moving here. As always, we are on track to keep track of our ongoing challenges. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say there. As always, we're trying to keep everyone apprised with different challenges that we're facing, things that make it hard to do what we're doing or make it hard to continue to launch. These are things that we're hoping we can kind of get over, but it's something that each of them takes a little bit of time. The first one is, of course, we want to be able to support every country for Glimesh payouts, which is like giving you money. But right now we're still only, completely stamped off on the United States. We're looking to add the rest of Stripe's countries, which is about 40 countries, hopefully before launch, but we'll know for certain here soon. And after we launch, hopefully we can continue to grow those countries even more. But for alpha, I think Stripe is going to be our best partner. So it'd be those 40 countries for launch. Music and copyright licensing, I feel like we're starting to get a real handle on this. We've got not only our DMCA pages that are ready to go for you to learn more about DMCA, but we're also trying to partner with various music publishers to give you those resources directly so you can use them. We're hoping that once we launch, we can continue to work with partners like Pretzel Rocks and all the other people out there to add their music to our library. That way we can, offer that to you as well. But in the meantime, when we do go live, just be careful of what you're streaming. As a reminder, it is against our terms of service to steal other people's copyrighted content. So you definitely not want to do that. Now, at Glimesh, we are trying to make DMCAs as transparent as possible. So we are planning on actually publishing all the DMCA takedown requests that we get. But that's not an excuse to just abuse copyrighted content on the platform. So if you have any questions about that, please visit our DMCA page. And if you have more questions about that, please email our support team at support@glimesh.tv. All right. And then the last thing here is just that we need to continue working on our payment system. Like I mentioned before, we just need to make sure we have the 3D secure support before we launch. That way we don't have to worry about cards being declined. All right, so the next slide is the community show and tell. I picked this one up a minute ago. I think in the past hour, there's been some new developments. I think it's actually ready to test now. But Mytho, who's a member of our community, has been working hard at not only creating the API documentation for Glimesh, but also creating their own bot called Glimboy. And this screenshot is of their interface that they just published. And I think if I zoom in here, whoop. Yep. You can see that we changed slides. There we go. You can see here that, okay, we changed slides again. All right, I can't move. But whenever you can set up basically commands that can respond with some kind of random message whenever you type them. So like your dad jokes, it'll mention those, and then it'll kind of loop through random ones. So it's super cool to see a community project out there and existing. So check that out. Oh, and here's the quote. I added 2 APIs to the bot. You can add random advice and insert dad jokes with command variables. Probably going to add a few more, such as trivia, game stats, maybe even stocks, considering what is going on. And I cut off the on. So that's pretty cool. Check that out in our community-projects channel. Hashtag stonks in chat.
It's the Glimesh project channel, not community projects.
Glimesh-community-projects-list.com.
At AOL.com.
All right, Ember's Broker Computer. All right, and with that, we've got our roadmap update. There's no changes on this roadmap update yet. We are still kind of knee-deep in the payment controls and the stream stability mitigations. We are hoping to wrap these up here shortly, and there are a couple of more non-roadmap items that are left to get finished, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, does anyone have any questions? Anything that I forgot to mention, anything that they wanted to mention that's related to the slides we talked about today? You can use the platform to stream in early 2021. So we're hoping to launch here soonish. Oh, I forgot all of those wins, Psychotic. Damn it, that's what I forgot. Yeah, so hold on, let's go back to wins for a second. So a couple of other ones I forgot. I filed for trademark for Glimesh. So we have the application in for that. We have our category for the trademark office, which is just one category. It's called, let's see here, let me pull it up. What the hell's my chat? Okay, yeah, so we applied for the 38, International Class 38, which is electronic transmission and streaming of digital media content for others via global and local computer networks. So that's super cool. Get the trademark out there. It's going to take 3 months for them to review it, so we'll see what happens. And then we actually got registered as a DMCA agent, which means that whenever there is a report about our platform, those will go directly to us instead of our hosting provider, which will prevent us from being shut down randomly by our hosting provider if we get takedown requests. So those are both really good things. The other quick news is, or it's not news yet, but it'll be news soon. We are looking to formalize our terms of service, our rules of conduct, and our privacy policy for our launch. So we're going to be working on those. We'll get those out. And then whenever we invite you to try out the platform, we'll give you a reminder of what those privacy policy, terms of service, and rules of conduct are. That way you get started on the website super easy, and abiding all the rules. All right, any questions? Anything I forgot to mention? Chat is literally talking about nothing. They're talking about something completely unrelated to what we're talking about. Sure, we'll
Talking
show that
about
next
banning
week.
Necron.
Yeah.
They're trying to convince Paco to not ban me.
It's adorable.
It's a
Overall-
useless endeavor, but no, there's no but. It's just useless.
And one more thing to mention is that Jur and Bubdrum have been working on a intro to streaming, an intro to Glimesh guide, which we're actually going to use for that first email. I think we just nearly got it finished maybe an hour or so ago, so we'll be showing that off next week for sure. I think we'll actually take a deep dive through it. All right, if no one has anything to mention, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end the recording, and then we will stick around for any kind of questions you have. We'll answer them live. So I want to thank you everyone for attending tonight. Thank you for watching this meeting. We'll see you early 2021.